Thank you guys so much for being here this morning, especially after such an intense night, season 19 of The Voice. Jim, you were right up there with Carter in those final moments. Tell us what was going through your mind as you waited to hear those final results.
It was it was such a blackout experience. Everything was moving so fast, and yet it also felt like time was standing still. It was such a surreal feeling. And going into it, I felt really at peace with whatever. I know we all talked about this. We were so excited and just so thankful that we made it to the finale. It felt like we were all winners because of the fact that, this is as far as you can possibly get on this show. And we got to experience every ounce that this show can possibly offer any one artist. Mm-hmm. And so standing there, it just, whatever will be. And just being thankful that I got to be there on that stage for that moment. My favorite part of the night was when all five of us got up there and stood, shoulder to shoulder, and that's how it's been throughout this whole thing. So it was beautiful. But man, we knew that little angel was going to gobble us up. We just knew it. I mean,
we sure did.
There's just no way around it. We all called it,
It's the dimples.
And it's the dimples. They're just too much to bear. They're too much to bear.
No. America definitely agreed with you guys, but it was so great to see everyone on stage together and family, right? You guys become a family after an experience like that. And Jim, you and Ian were both Team Blake, but Gwen and Carter came out on top. So how do you think that conversation with Blake and Gwen went? Because he was probably happy for her, but also he had two guys in the finale.
Yeah.
I mean, Blake's such a good guy. He's just humble, and I'm sure he's really happy and proud of Gwen and Carter. And, I can't thank Blake enough for keeping me around. He kind of got me going since the beginning, But we all only have love for everybody, and Blake's the same way. So I'm sure they celebrated and had a great night.
Yeah. Did you guys get to interact with them very much or see them with each other off camera throughout the season? Obviously, they're engaged and in love and kind of the Voice, prom king and queen. How are they together when the cameras aren't rolling?
Like when the cameras aren't rolling, because they live together and everything, Gwen might roll over, like mosey over to Blake and just be like, "Hey, Blakey," or whatever. So like they're definitely prom king and queen off camera. And then they're like 5 seconds, she's like, "Oh crap, gotta get back to my seat," or he'll be over there talking to her. So they're definitely prom king and queen on and off camera.
Yeah, that's so fun to see and so fun to hear. And Desz, Kelly let out an audible sigh and was clearly disappointed when you were announced in fourth place. Did you get to talk to her more about the emotional reaction that she had to your original song? That was really something to witness.
Yeah, we got to talk a little bit about it. Both of us have experienced grief and disappointment and just a lot of things like this year has had to offer. I mean, all of us have experienced. And we kind of had a small little chit chat, and she gave me a beautiful gift. And that's all I can say at this point. Like, she's really, truly amazing. Like, what you see on camera is what she is off camera. And of course she was disappointed her contestant didn't make it a little further. And I had a good run. I was able to be on stage with these beautiful and talented people that are on the screen right now. And baby Carter with the golden voice and the cutest dimples in life, of course. So I'm proud of him. I told him that I would definitely burn the world down if I don't see him in a movie in the next year. He's so amazing. And he's so respectful. Like, his psyche is it's crazy. Like, because it takes a mentally strong person for us to be in our adulthood and having to go through this. And of course he has his parents, but for him to keep his sanity and keep his cool and keep his respect, like, the same, has been very consistent throughout the process. And I'm so proud of him.
And especially this was such a unique experience for all of you guys. You have the distinction of shooting this entire season in the middle of a pandemic, which obviously no one would have predicted a year ago. Imagining what it was like, or what would it be like to be on The Voice. This was a dream come true for all of you. and then having it unfold the way it did. Tell us about the challenges and surprises of performing without a traditional audience. Yeah.
There's so much there.
Yeah. Listen, it is definitely different. Because I think as artists, we have an emotional release with our audience and with, you know, the people who are enjoying our talent, and to only have the coaches there and to just see on the screen and not literally have that energy in the room, and you have to draw it from, you have to conjure it from just some random place in your body. So it was definitely difficult because you're standing in a studio and you can hear a face mask drop on the stage. Like, it's just dead silent. So now you have to pretend and you have to like go into actor mode a little.
I think Desz is right about that. There was a challenge with there not being an audience in the studio per se, but we did get to see people's faces and their reactions on the virtual screen. We had a virtual audience, and it was beautiful to see them. Like, you could see them swaying, and I do believe they had the sound piped in to that. But I think the thing that all of us drew on is the ability to relate to the audience, knowing that we are all going through something so similar right now. We never thought we'd be going through a pandemic. And even in the pandemic, it's been really important for us to share our gifts with people, because I think that in sharing our gift, we've been able to share a little bit of joy and hope that's on the other side of this. Hopefully next year. And hopefully next year we'll all be back performing, you know, in some arenas or, you know, some theaters or something near everyone. And it was the opportunity that we had to share with people that I think was more important than necessarily having the audience. That we didn't have an audience. They're not able to leave their homes. You know, we got to leave our homes and be here on the stage and share with them. So it was really beautiful to be able to do that.
Yeah, and it's another layer of connection that wouldn't have been available to you in normal circumstances, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. And John, you had told John that you're hoping to work with him again. I think that's a safe bet for all of you and your coaches. What's a dream collab you have in mind? I think getting Beyonce's permission to perform Halo is a good stepping stone, right?
Yeah, that was a choice that John wanted. And he really reached out to her for that. It was something that I wasn't particularly like sold on, but he really convinced me to do it. And a collaboration with him would be really cool. I don't know on what, but hopefully we'll get to work on something soon. I have some ideas in mind, but we'll see. We'll have to see if he's open to it. But he's a great human being, and I had such a wonderful time getting to know him and be with him. And his beautiful spirit is something that is the leader in his life, and I feel really privileged to have been on the receiving side of that beautiful heart and spirit that he has. I have, like I said, I have some ideas about some things I'd love to collaborate on with him, but you know, he has to want to do it too. So we'll see what happens.
Yes. Well, definitely, we're all looking forward to seeing what's in store for you guys next, with or without your coaches. And Ian, you had touched upon Blake single-handedly getting you into this season as a one-chair turn. Looking back at that blind audition, what would you have thought if someone told you that day, oh, you're going to make it to the finals?
Well, you know, I came in here, I'm a songwriter. I've been on the road for 8 months before I showed up here to audition, with a bunch of highs and lows, and I had zero expectations. You know, I know that my voice is something that you're either gonna like it or you're not. And
we love it.
We love it.
I love you, John. But you know, I wouldn't believe that, but here I am. So I'm just literally just humbled and grateful by the whole thing. Every time I'm on stage with all these amazing artists here, you know, they're my family, and I wouldn't have believed it, but I'm so honored that it came true.
Yeah. And you guys mentioned getting to stand shoulder to shoulder on stage last night as a fivesome, but with all the restrictions and everything in place, didn't everyone just want a hug? It looked like everyone wanted to hug so badly last night.
We may have gotten an opportunity to do that. You guys just may have not seen it.
Yeah, we just didn't see it on TV.
Yeah, because I think that the thing that what's so important, I think along the way, what I was always talking with people about whenever we'd be doing these kinds of interviews is that I really believe that the top 5 that we had this year was a wonderful representation of the spirit of America, the heart of America, the spirit that we want to see, the unity that we want to see. And every single person that was a finalist was deserving. Deserving is a word I use very rarely, but worthy. Every single person was worthy of being there on that stage. And they're all of our hearts. I think that we have all, during the entire season, led with our hearts, and we just happen to be some really talented people too. So it was beautiful to stand there with them. But yes, we got to hug each other. You just didn't see it.
Okay, good. That's good to know. Hug each other safely, and we got to get to.
We know we're COVID free. We're COVID free. We tested every 2 days, so
all the time. Yeah, I think part of the thing that's so beautiful is also part of the thing that was so hard is we've been in this bubble together for basically 5 months of 2020, and so we all knew what we were here to do and what the cost was. Living in this bubble and having to be away from our friends and our family, and to walk through this whole thing together, it really created this bond that it was so unexpected. And my favorite part of this entire show was these lovely people that you see right here, and our other brothers and sisters that went home before us. But we spent so much time going through the same thing and experiencing the same thing. And that's a bond that I'm so grateful for. And there is no way to know that we would have lifelong friends come out of this, but here we are.
Yay.
You guys will carry this with you forever, right?
Oh, totally.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I'm gonna be bugging them every week. Like, what you doing? What you writing? We need to sing something together.
Back up so we can get an Airbnb.
Okay.
They can bring guitars. He can bring his keyboard. I can bring my cooking utensils.
Yes.
I know. I can't wait.
Well, and besides collaborating with your coaches down the road, maybe collaborating with each other musically.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've got a new group name. It's called The Grown Folks.
Hello. The grown-ups. Hey.
We are ready for it. So besides getting to perform those killer final duets with your coaches, all your original songs are out there as well. As artists, was that the moment that made this all feel real? At what point did it hit you, oh, this is actually happening? This is next level.
Wow. I think for me, to be honest, standing up there with Kelly was the next level. I mean, I think all of us have music out prior to this. And this was just something we put out with the biggest platform that we've all had. Well, for me, this is the biggest platform I've had for my solo career. So I put something out and I've had stuff out before. But I think the moment when my coach, and I think they can agree, we're standing side by side and we're singing this song together as a duet, and not me backing you up or her backing me up, even though she, put her application in and I kindly accepted and put mine in for her. Well, I think it was that moment for me standing next to Kelly Clarkson, singing a duet to the world, as an equal, was that moment like, oh, excuse my French. This is real. Like, you up here. We made it. Living large, taking charge.
Taking charge. Living large, taking charge.
No, I think that's
true. You guys
true.
agree with that?
No, totally. I mean,
the same.
Yeah, I never even thought that my name would be in the same sentence with John Legend, let alone be in the same room with him, and then to be at the piano and actually be literally, we're both playing together and singing together, which to me was actually one of the most beautiful moments of the entire season for me, and my performing with him, getting the opportunity to do that. And I think that the single was an indication of what's to come for me. It's an indication of what music I could do in my career post The Voice. But I really felt really privileged to be standing with John. He's an incredible artist. And so to be singing with him was like, I was like, what? And to not just, that's what I can't get over. I was talking to my brother just a while ago, to not just be singing with him, but to both be playing together. And he's listening to me playing and singing, and I'm listening to him playing. And I'm like, oh, we're playing and singing together. The two Johns, the two best friends that any friend could have.
Two of us.
Yeah. And Jim and Ian, what about taking the stage with Blake?
I think Blake, it's funny because Blake is such a personable guy And Jim and I were in the studio the day before with Blake cutting vocals. And it just is so down to earth, and he's such a good dude. Like, you just are close friends, it feels like, you know, and you're just hanging out. It's just really casual. And then I definitely had a moment on stage where I looked over and I was like, oh yeah, but I'm still like, I'm actually playing with Blake Shelton on, you know, the TV right now. Like, it's crazy. He's just such a good guy that it definitely, you have these moments where like, oh yeah, damn, it's Blake Shelton, you know?
Yeah.
So it's amazing.
Yeah, it's definitely easy to forget like he's a giant superstar, because he really is just like such a silly dude too. Like, what you see on camera is what he is off camera too. He's so silly and just playful, and like he keeps a vibe that is so fun to be around. And then, but same thing, I'm on stage, I'm getting to sing Streets of Bakersfield, you know, like getting to throw some love over to my community. And it was so funny just like looking over at him as we're singing, and I'm just like, what is this life right now? Like, this is the craziest experience. But he made you feel like you deserve to be there. Like, this wasn't some just like, you know, granting a wish type of thing. Like, he made you feel like you truly deserve to be there, and but also it felt natural, and that's one of the coolest experiences that I'll take away from this show. It was so awesome to end the show that way. Our whole journey, to just be able to, it's kind of a, you know, a little cherry right on the top of this whole beautiful experience that we got to go through together. And yeah, I can't take that for granted. That was awesome.
Yeah. And you mentioned Kelly and Blake both being very authentic in the sense that what you see is what you get. And is John the same way? Is he exactly as he appears on TV? What surprised you guys the most after getting to know these superstars on a personal level?
I think the thing that's surprising about it is not something that I'm shocked by. It's something that I talk to my students about all the time, even with somebody like me, or with Jim or Ian or Desz. It's like, we are normal human beings who happen to do something extraordinary. And that's what I would say. It's just they are regular people who do something beautifully. And they get to do something that they love, which I think is a beautiful gift, that God gives us gifts that we can share with the world that enable us to not ever feel like a day of our life is work. And when I see John, I do feel like he's one of the, I said it earlier, he's one of the kindest human beings ever. And he leads with his heart. That's the most important thing to me. Music aside, I'm quite honest there. I love the fact that he's a fantastic singer, that he's a household name, that he's a fantastic writer, that he's about Black excellence, that he's about equality. Yeah. But more than that, he is a good human being, and that has to be the leader to me. And that's why I say, so not a surprise. I'm not surprised by that at all. He's just he's a great man, and I'm blessed to know him.
Yeah. Expectations confirmed around the board.
Sure.
Everything John Holiday just said applies to Kelly Clarkson. She is a human being that does extraordinary things, and she is literally like just a pure beacon of light. Like what you see on TV, that bubbly, you know, down south Southern girl is what she is in person. She was like, all right, y'all, cameras off. You better sing that song now. Like, she in.
On that note, thank you so much, everyone. Congratulations again on a fantastic run, season 19 of The Voice. And we can't wait to see what's next from all of you. Congrats again. Have a great day and a safe trip home, wherever you're going.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Everyone, take care.
Bye.
Bye.